Yeah, Bacchus is going to sit in front of everybody.
Baki!
Hey,
Bacarena.
Hey.
We've taken some time off. I think we're all going through some big life changes, and we needed a break. So we're coming back strong, I think, in this one.
I'm excited. It's been a break. So what are we going to watch?
All right, so the first one, the movie I picked, this was Gene Siskel's worst movie of 1991.
It's got to be great if Siskel didn't like it.
Yes, it's one of my all-time favorites, and...
Drop Dead Fred. This is a fun, dumb movie. You're going to have a good time.
Yes.
My choice of the very worst film of 1991 is, according to me, Drop Dead Fred.
Our introduction, basically America's introduction to Rick Mayall.
Yeah. Fuck. What else was he in?
In America, not much.
Not much.
He was. He had a role in Harry Potter, but he was cut.
Okay.
My love for him, we'll discuss later, was from The Young Ones.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he's like a BBC actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was acting up until his passing. So I should have brought that up later. Sorry, but that's also too.
Well, and Phoebe Cates, major heartthrob. Phoebe Cates for all of us teen boys. This is going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, from Gremlins, and, of course, a little bit before our time, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which made her... Do you want to give a quick little read on what the movie's about?
Absolutely, because Elizabeth's life is in shambles. Her husband has just dumped her for another woman. Her car has been stolen, which causes her to arrive late for work only to get fired, and her overbearing mother has convinced her to move back home.
That's all you say to me is, oh? Thank you, Mother.
One night, when she can't sleep, Elizabeth happens upon a small box which housed her childhood imaginary friend, Drop Dead Fred, who used to cause all kinds of mischief. But when Elizabeth opens the box, causing Fred to reappear, she is drawn into a raucous series of new, highly destructive, and hilarious adventures. Yeah, because Fred was chaotic. Like in only the way that like the toddler drawing on the walls and causing property damage.
And you'll see mud pies, all we get in all.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yes.
You're gonna die!
This is slapstick. This is like, we had some good slapstick around this time, and then it got over the top. And like the mask happened, and then slapstick went away.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. Yes, because we got some stuff to discuss on that for sure. But let's watch the worst movie of 1991.
The worst movie of 1991.
Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, who put that there?
And that was Drop Dead Fred.
I forgot how much I liked that movie.
That movie's great.
Love to hate that movie.
And I mean, it's just really amazing on how the Las Vegas Sun just doesn't do continuity. Because this is after.
This is significantly after.
Yes.
You need to know that the sun in Las Vegas is always up in the middle of the sky, and it never goes down.
Correct.
I am playing with my friends.
So continuity never. It's definitely 2 hours later.
We're filming day for night here.
Well, that's what it is. I'll try and fix that. That's what it is. All right. So for today's second movie, we're sticking really. I'm going for like what could be more 90s.
Oh, more 90s than Drop Dead Fred.
Correct.
I feel like we have to go like cyber-y or
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Keanu Reeves?
Oh, not that far. Okay. We are going with
Hackers! Oh, hack the planet. That should have been, your pin should have been like this. Isn't this the introduction of Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Oh, God. If you've never seen this before, boys, you're in for a treat. Oh, this movie is so badass. I'm going to have zero cool watching this film.
So if you noticed, I had the pen for this one.
You did, and
a
you got the shirt for this one.
Yeah.
I feel so left out.
Hide the planet! Shut up and get
But if you want to do a quick run through of what it is about, and then we'll get started on the hackers.
Fuck yes, I do. What's this about? This is about an amazing time and unrealistic hacking scenes that bear no reality on what hacking actually looks like. It's great.
And one throw call into Las Vegas. Pendulette.
I think we got a hacker.
Pendulum. While practicing the tricks of the trade, a neophyte hacker accomplishes the nearly impossible. He hacks the highly secure computer at the Ellingston Mineral Corporation, but in doing so, he unknowingly taps into a high-tech embezzling scheme masked by a computer virus with the potential to destroy the world's ecosystem.
My name is the Plague.
And when the young hacker and his pals are targeted for the crime, the group must launch a massive cyberspace attack, one that will hopefully clear their names and prevent ecological disaster. Holy cow.
They blame hackers.
This is where Johnny Lee Miller got his start. This is where Angelina Jolie got her start.
Oh,
and if you don't know him, he was the motivational speaker at Dexter.
oh okay.
Like,
So
take it.
so what he always has been and always will be Sick Boy from Trainspotting.
For a vegetarian, Rance, you're a fucking evil shot.
Okay.
That's that. And then
Fair.
the villain will always be the white guy in brown face in Short Circuit.
Hey, honey, what is for dinner?
And that's all I have to say about that.
Which is funny that I didn't know that was until like a couple years ago. I didn't realize that
was him. I wouldn't have put it together until you said it right now because I thought that was an Indian actor.
Yeah, until recently I really thought it was.
You talking to me? Are you nuts? Come at me!
And you're gonna recognize him too. Everybody that's watching from a lot of different things. He's just one of those actors. He's white guy number 10.
Yeah, he was on Friends. Why I know that I don't want to go into.
Weasley white guy number 10.
Yeah. Oh yes, there you go. So
I can't wait to get into this.
So we're definitely going to watch that and not Drop Dead Fred right now. We're definitely watching Hackers.
We're definitely watching Hackers, and it's way later than when we filmed the other introduction.
Correct. All right, here we go.
Don't forget to smash like and subscribe.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Welcome back, folks.
Not that again.
This is not. What is it? Talladega Nights?
No, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's definitely not Drop Dead Fred, which is the movie that we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Correct, you are, my good friend.
Yes. So the first movie back, so we took a nice little break. I think we needed it. Like a lot going on. So I came back with, as I said before, Gene Siskel's worst movie of 1991, Drop Dead Fred.
Why was it the worst?
He apparently did not like it.
It was his pick as the worst.
Yeah.
He wasn't a big fan of slapstick. I don't think he liked it.
That's not a Rotten Tomatoes rating?
No, it was a Siskel and Ebert rating.
Yeah.
It was a thumbs down from Gene Siskel.
Yeah, this was decades before Rotten Tomatoes.
Ah, fair enough.
You had Siskel and Ebert were the top two.
This was before the internet, which is foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know anything.
Nice.
We're grown-ups now, so piss off.
Well, this movie I picked as a kid. I did see this when it first came out, and this was my introduction to Rick Mayall. Rick Mayall is the English actor in this, who later or before this was on a show that I found later called The Young Ones.
Hands up, who likes me? Damn! Right, that's it. I'm gonna kill myself. Then you'll be sorry. No, we won't.
The Young One was a BBC comedy about four roommates living together. Rick Mayall was a poet that everybody hated, the guy who plays Drop Dead Fred. And then another actor who became his best friend was Vivian the Punk. You had Neil the Hippie, who just always wanted to kill himself.
Oh.
Yeah. And
comedy.
Yeah, it was one of the funniest shows, but it was really cool.
Sounds
it was
hilarious.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay.
I'm being facetious.
Look at YouTube. It is on YouTube. It's called The Young Ones. And the copies are it's BBC years ago, and they're But it's really crazy because in the middle of the show, for no reason, they have a musical guest. So it's like a sitcom. And the story was no one knew how to write a sitcom. So they would write a sitcom and then randomly Motorhead would appear.
To the station! Music!
Or Madness would appear. And just...
I mean, that makes sense for BBC, though, because BBC does a lot of experimental TV.
I mean, it reminds me of Phineas and Ferb, where they started doing a musical number in every episode to the point where it stopped making sense, and they regularly referenced how little sense it made, and they're just that's what the directors want.
Makes me wonder if Phineas from Ferb got it from this.
Yeah.
Very possibly.
But so we'll go back to the Drop Dead Fred, but the young ones is definitely worth checking out. Rick Mayall is a genius in that show, and there's another show called Bottom, which is a BBC show that they did after.
Didn't you say he was also in Tradespotters? Or Tradespotting?
No, that's the next movie. Foreshadowing next movie.
Foreshadowing next movie.
Timelines, Richard.
Yeah. So both movies star British people. Yeah, British actor.
British people.
British actor. On both.
British people, am I right?
Sorry.
That's so namby-pamby.
All right, so this movie, it starts out, we meet...
I didn't even catch her name.
Phoebe Cates, I'm blanking her name.
Drop Dead Fred's.
Yes.
Imaginary.
Elizabeth.
Her name was Snotface.
It was Elizabeth. Yeah, we meet Snotface.
We meet Snotface. That was her name.
There's the face!
She's an adult. She's married to a guy in a very loving marriage on his part, but he's a creepo pedophile guy that we don't like at all.
Right.
And we come to find that over time. But it's loveless on his part because he's just like a cheating jerk face.
But even, I think before we get to that,
Gaslighting, cheating jerk face.
we see...
Oh, Charles, I don't think I said that.
Yes.
I did?
Yes.
So she was going there to make up with him and he broke up with her? Oh, fun.
And he made her think it was her idea. See Elizabeth's life fall apart during her lunch break.
Literally, in 30 minutes, what does she lose?
She loses her purse, she loses her car, she loses her job, she loses her husband.
Oh, so now she lost her job,
Her car.
her car, her money, and her husband.
Holy shit, that sounds oddly familiar.
Did you plan this?
No. Wow.
Sounds familiar to what?
Which was not an intentional thing. It just kind of...
You didn't mean to do it that way, but both your life and this movie are a country song.
Well,
So why don't you get happy?
So as her life is falling apart,
She goes to live with her mother.
her mom, because she loses everything, including the place that she lives, and she lives with her mom, who we find is very, very controlling. And as she gets back in this toxic environment, she uncovers a magic box inside it, like a jack-in-the-box that's broken, and she untapes it and opens it up, and something pops out, and it happens to be Fred.
Snotface!
He bounces around in bad CGI, and I hit the microphone. That was great.
Oh,
You hit the microphone?
I hit the
Oh, yeah.
microphone.
I don't think it was bad CGI. I think it was just actually like animation.
Okay, so rotoscoping,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah. I guess
Bad
it was,
rotoscoping.
Cartoon animation.
But Fred shows back up, and Fred is his own brand of toxic chaos destruction in the way that only a child's brain can be non sequitur.
very dysregulated and disrespectful, and only in like 2 scenes in the entire movie did he show any signs of remorse.
He looks like he'd be really fun at parties.
Yes.
But when he did, it was that much more impactful because his character was a child's imagination of like, what do you do? Like, when you're a child, you're not purposely causing chaos. You're causing chaos to learn from.
Well, and
like the old story was
Yeah.
like a little kid runs and jumps in a puddle, not to get everything wet, but it's learning what that action, what the cause of that action is.
And that's the story of this too, right? Because she was so, as the movie progresses, we learn through Fred's eyes and through flashbacks from her what the people in her life are like. And her mother is incredibly controlling and manipulative and has been her whole life. Her husband is incredibly controlling and manipulative and creepy.
Don't disagree with your mother, dear.
And
her dad was kind of a wet tissue that just let it all happen, in my opinion.
yeah, exactly.
But
he was
also-
on her side, but then he just walked away.
You
when
can't
the
be
mother
on
got too
somebody's
much.
side and then abandon them in their moment of need.
But also the one thing I wonder with you, because we were discussing this too, is we're viewing those flashbacks through the eyes of a child, through what she remembers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when we showed the fire truck that hits Fred, that's not a real fire truck. It's actually one of her toys. what was the other one we pointed out? I pointed out, the police cars. The police cars are from a totally different era. And even back then, like when she's trying to confess that they did the robbery, they're all ignoring her, and that's what a kid feels like. No matter what you do, you're ignored, and then also too, just to show them how she viewed herself is when she was trying to take credit for causing all this issue that caused her father to leave. Instead of saying, when she said, drop dead Fred, and no one listening, her response was, "Oh, I must have said it wrong."
You didn't say it right.
So even herself, she blames herself for everything. So that's why she's so...
And that all culminates like in the flashback where her mother traps Drop Dead Fred inside the Jack in the Box without knowing that she's doing it. But she tapes it shut and then hides it, puts it away, steals Drop Dead Fred, her only friend, from her. And then she's just left with her controlling mother and no voice to champion for her. But it really, the story takes a long time to get us to the point where we don't see Fred as something that is just negative and chaotic, because he is also making huge strides at ruining her current life. But by the end of it, by ruining her life, she got to build a newer,
because
better
even
life.
when she was back with her husband, this is towards the end, when she even says, "I'm happy now," his response is,
Well, if you're so happy, then why am I still here?
so like that. Yeah, that really shows that she needs this to really process that it's not all her fault. And when she does figure that out, when she's talking to Fred, the one line she says was, that's when she took Fred away, she's like, that's when Mom learned she could hurt me, or how to hurt me, and she kept doing it.
She knew that she could do it all the time. And she did.
And realistically, when you think about it, when the mom locked Fred up, and right around that same time is when the dad left, what you have to understand is for all we know, the last 20 years, she has had no influence on her life, healthy or otherwise, other than her mother, because she took away her only friend. She has no father figure, and who knows if a kid like that, no offense to kids like that, I was a kid like that, can even make high quality friends other than the boat lady.
Oh, sure.
Harry Fisher?
Oh, yeah.
I like that they made her a fish.
Because her only...
Who else would stay your friend when you sink their riverboat?
Carrie Fisher, who just listened to her and championed for whatever she wanted, but really all she wanted was to be a doting, adoring wife. And what few scenes we get of her with the toxic, creepy, awful pedophile husband is that she is acting like a child and she doesn't want him to leave. And their entire relationship, for him to be on board, revolved around her acting like a little girl and giving him sex.
Yeah, and he also gaslit her through every engagement that they had, in my opinion, to further push the narrative that everything was her fault. He made it her fault that he left. He made it her fault
that he was cheating.
That he was cheating. He made it her fault that, and I'm like, and she just went with it. That was the whole first part of the movie, was her just being like, I guess everything is my fault. And I'm like...
I mean, you did more than agree. It was your idea, and you were right.
How long does it take of a mother's influence to make you actually think that about yourself?
When he's like, I should be with Annabelle, you told me that. She's like, no, I didn't. He's like, yes, you told me to be with Annabelle. Oh, maybe I did.
Maybe I did.
Now we are making this sound like a serious, crazy drama. Now keep in mind, this is a guy wearing a green suit with orange hair who slides down the banister, playtime, and smashes his balls right on the banister.
This movie reminds me of Bluey in that it is a movie that kids can watch, but
there's
really
a lot of deep adult undertones.
And adult audiences take a completely different level of information for this. I think it's
The mega bitch!
I think it is talking about deep mental and emotional problems in an era when nobody talked about that, and how we can resolve them as adults, and
with humor and fun.
With humor and fun, and we can, because her mother was demonized throughout the entire film, but then at the end of the film, there's a moment that they share where that demonization is taken away, and her mom is just a normal person who is also vulnerable and was maladapting to everything. And she understands that, and it seems like there's maybe a path for redemption after the movie goes away.
You need a friend.
But for now, it's just her going, Mom, you've been a jerk.
But
with her words, not
and
her
then
fist.
let's get into a little bit of the fun, because like, all right, so the surprising thing was Rick Mayall being a British comedian, not big here. He wasn't their first choice.
Very Monty Python-esque in his mannerisms.
Yeah, but take a guess. Who do you think one of their first picks was?
Jude Law.
No, because
Carrot
Rick
Top.
Mayall
they
sure
didn't
looked a
want
lot like Jude
They
Law.
didn't want British. No, they wanted Jim Carrey.
Oh,
Keep in mind, this was before Ace
Slapstick.
Ventura. This was pre-Ace Ventura, and you know this is what led to Ace Ventura, The Mask, this kind of stuff.
Liar, liar. Ugh.
Yeah, like this was, and
What was that vampire movie Jim Carrey did?
First Bitten.
Like right before
Once
this.
Bitten,
Yeah,
Once
Once
Bitten.
Bitten.
Oh.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I didn't know he
Got
was in
help
a
offset
vampire
for
movie.
Once Bitten,
I'm
yes.
embarrassed for him.
It was a fun movie. This was a really fun movie. And then he was also he was a rock star in a Dirty Harry movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Just go ahead and say it.
Because he was in Earth Girls Are Easy.
He was in Earth Girls Are
yeah,
Easy.
that's where he started working with Damon with the Wayans. Yeah.
So they wanted him.
They wanted, thank you. They wanted him. There were a few others, but Rick Mayall. There's stories that they wanted to overdub his voice because they didn't like the British accent. They didn't think American audiences would like it, which is probably true because this movie did not do well.
Well, but I don't think it's because of his accent. I think his accent added to the character because Fred's supposed to be kind of absurd, and he was so cockney.
Yeah, but to us now for sure. But I could see back then that not being.
When I was a kid, I loved it.
Yeah, but.
Excuse me, yes I have.
It seemed to me because his accent was so far-fetched from like the locale of like her and her family and like the people where she lived, that it almost played note to the fact that he was an imaginary friend. He was so just like off from everyone else.
He was
I thought
definitely
it was a great choice, and maybe it's why this movie didn't do so. No, this movie didn't do so well for the same reason that like Gremlins 2 didn't do so well. These movies compete against much higher budget, much more sophisticated movies, and this movie was made for kids. As much as we were just saying,
this movie was made for kids.
Yeah, as much
with
as
all
we're
the cursing
saying,
in it.
Well, actually, you brought me to a point. If you noticed, you make a valid point. At the first, when he says, "The mega bitch squashed my head," that bitch.
The mega bitch squashed my head! The bitch!
After that, they soften it and they dub his voice. He calls her the mega beast. They actually change the language to keep that down.
I'm not afraid of the mega beast.
I mean, the first thing the little girl says is what?
What a pile of shit!
I have no context because I was thinking about Pringles.
What a pile of shit.
The fairy tale about that. She's like,
this is complete shit.
Yeah, this is bullshit, dude. But yeah, so we go through real quick. As her life is falling apart and Fred comes back in, we introduce that. And then, you know, they meet, Mickey Buns is like the worst character. Like, I don't think the movie needed that character, although it led to some funny parts when they're...
So that was the boyfriend that she ended up throwing spaghetti in the restaurant with?
I like him a lot better than I used to.
I liked that because that was her new Drop Dead Fred. That was her new friend.
That she could have shenanigans with, but also
like the pigeons.
Maybe bone in a healthy way instead of the unhealthy way she did with her husband.
Of pecking each other in the neck.
Yeah. Is this what sex is?
This isn't how the pigeons do it.
Jumping on her head and pecking it.
This isn't how the pigeons do it. You're supposed to stamp on her head and peck her.
Oh no.
Ugh, what does that taste like?
After the restaurant scene where she throws the spaghetti and they get kicked out,
she beats
sees
that lady
Fred
with a violin?
playing the violin, and she starts beating Fred, and it ends up being an actual violinist. Yes.
It was just like...
And then when her mom had to pay for the violin, which was very expensive for someone in the mall.
Play such an expensive violin in a shopping mall?
Her mom is just abusive to
Poor
everybody.
kid for having a side job.
They went to a doctor. They got the pills, these green pills that will kill Fred. Yes, and all the imaginary friends tell him it exactly.
Peel it.
And then her husband comes back and starts, really pushing her to take those pills.
Is it just creepy the way that he like lovingly would like slip it in her mouth before they got intimate? I'm like, okay, now we're drugging our wives.
Yes, it's very creepy.
Very Stepford. Very Stepford.
Don't like it.
But they go through, and then basically when there's on the last pill left, Fred, after getting sneezed on, is up on top of the banister, and he can hear her husband talking to
The woman she's cheating with.
Yes.
Who was played by...
I just
can't
totally
remember her name.
I just totally forgot. I said it like 3 times in there, so yeah. Oh, Bridget Fonda.
Bridget Fonda.
Yes.
She had great hair.
Yes.
She did have great hair.
She's the one. She married Danny Elfman.
Nice. I love
yeah.
Danny Elfman.
But yeah, so he heard that and he calls her. Hey, Snotface, listen, you got to hear this.
He's worse than the mega beast.
She gets so weak she passes out and then goes into
literally
the
into
fantasy
Fred.
She falls
world.
on Fred, and yeah, she goes into her own imagination where Fred lives, and
helps her build the courage.
I just realized
sees all the things she's afraid of.
Symbolic.
Thank you. The symbolic representation of her being taped to the bed was the symbolic representation of Fred being taped inside the box. Her mother confined her own childhood creativity.
Yep.
Sad.
It's the exact same tape. Yep.
Oh,
And
I just got that.
Fred pushed her through, to get the imagination to grow the tree out of the steps.
Yeah, not stairs. Grow a tree through the stairs. That is the logical choice.
Correct.
They use trees to solve a lot of problems.
To pull the jaguar, or it's British, it's jaguar.
Jaguar.
Yeah. Hood ornaments to get rid of her husband.
No, but Fred didn't think of that. She thought of it, and he was like, "That's brilliant."
Yes.
Nice job. Couldn't have done better myself.
And then she freed herself, and then
And she told her mom to fuck off.
Correct. And this was all happening inside her head, so she's learning how to deal and cope with all the issues she had.
I'm not afraid of you! Finally, the magic words!
Disapproval, rejection.
But then she had to say,
self-acceptance.
drop dead Fred. She had to dismiss
Drop
him
dead Fred.
from her mind.
Can I bring up something real quick too? So Vinegar Syndrome released the DVD. They got a bunch of deleted scenes together and put it on this. It's a Blu-ray. They did a phenomenal job with this. The remastering is quite good, but in there they do show a deleted scene where Fred says he can't join her on this. She has to do it herself.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's in the imaginary world with all the other imaginary friends, and they tell him, if you go and help her, you will die. So he can't do it. But while she's in there, he just shows up. He decides to sacrifice himself to
I can
help her.
see why they eliminated that from the movie.
Because then he can't come back with that little girl covered in chocolate.
Or even if he can, it's still painful.
But
right? And the ending is just joyous.
But I also think when you watch it, I can see it's budgetary too. Like the fantasy world was kind of
limited.
Yeah, I don't think it was what the director wanted. So they kind of like, all right, this kind of pulls away some of the
You'd end up more like a Bing Bong from Inside Out if you went that route. And I think this movie's kind of charming for not going that route.
I don't know that reference, but I'll take your word on that one.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. You guys never seen Inside Out?
No.
I really want to.
Showing my age.
She comes back to the real world. She has her her final words to her mother where, her mother says, well, I'm going to be lonely without you. And she just comes in and says...
Which is great. That's
make a friends.
That's the moment, right? Where her mother admits her vulnerability and why she's been a jerk.
I'll be lonely.
But ironically, in that jerkness is what drove everyone away.
Well, and instead of instead of the daughter mic dropping and like really nailing it to her mom, she just comes up. She does say something savage. She's like, "Make a friend."
You should get yourself a friend.
Yeah. And then she walks away, and she doesn't close the door behind her. She leaves the door open, making her mom watch her walk away. Like this is final. They're the feeling of finality, but also the beginning of her journey, signaling to the mother that she needs to start growing again herself. This movie was smart.
Yeah. I actually almost thought that it was more like I'm walking away and you can see me choosing to grow and the door is open behind me in case you choose to follow.
Same.
There you go. Great way to
Same,
think about
different.
It.
Same.
Same.
Different.
But different.
Thank you, Drop Dead Fred!
But still same.
Oh, okay. We come full circle.
Well, and then we see she meets up with Mickey and her daughter, or his daughter, sorry. And his daughter has an imaginary friend
named Drop Dead Fred. And she's covered with grossness.
Chocolate.
And yep.
What is it?
Same. Different. Same.
All right, well, we can go with that. So we sped through that really quick, but the question is, like how we end every episode, would you recommend or watch this again?
Right, this is getting serious. I think we better get out of here.
I, at first, found it quite off-putting. There's something about a bunch of dysregulated adults running around and causing mayhem, and I am now also a dysregulated adult causing mayhem and would like my life to be a little easier. So I watch this and I feel the pain of being like, okay. And then I kind of started to see the charm of it, and I kind of started to warm up to the idea that this is a little bit more about a childhood's play and self-acceptance and being a little gritty and against the grain of society. And I actually, surprisingly, do want to watch it again, just like in its own space and see how I feel about it.
Yeah, I like the message this movie sends.
You picked up a piece of broccoli, put it in your mouth and went, oh, what a lovely piece of broccoli.
Will I watch it again? Not alone. I could watch it with somebody.
Maybe with Drop Dead Fred?
If there was a reason, maybe with Fred. If there was a reason to watch it again, for sure. I actually like, this is a movie I would say, hey, my therapist, have you ever seen this movie? Because this might be a cool movie to recommend to somebody depending on their stuff. Like what's going on with them. Because again, it gets into some messy stuff. Fred is a villain for more than half the movie. He's not helpful and he's completely counterproductive.
I'm like, this girl's schizo.
In the last half of the movie, like it really comes around to the point that kind of disruptive behavior is disruptive.
Except if you look, everything he did worked out for the positive.
But you just interrupted me to say what I was about to say.
Shit.
But in the last half of the movie, it comes around full circle to show that kind of disruption was disrupting the systems of control that were holding her down, that were preventing her from making
necessary
her own choices.
waves.
But yeah, but we have to do that to ourselves. We've got to kick our old habits, and it's going to feel bad. It's going to feel disruptive.
He sank Princess Leia's house. And she made more money than she knew it was worth.
Have you ever seen so many zeros outside of the national debt? Janie.
So what that means is I should burn your condo down.
No,
because that'll help you out. Yeah. You were just saying that your life is just like her life, so clearly I should burn your shit.
He cut her hair because she got this stupid haircut that matched her mom's.
Got a stupid haircut. Ooh, look at my horrid stupid haircut, everybody.
And now she came out with a really nice looking haircut that really fit her. So like everything Fred did to her or with her actually ended up, like you said,
allowed
disrupting.
her to break free of
it wasn't violent, it wasn't dark. It seemed like it at first.
It was disruptive.
But at the end, it was all disruption that needed to be done. And everything he did made her become...
It wasn't necessarily the best way to do it.
No.
It was definitely
the most entertaining
way to do it.
It was the most entertaining way.
But it's just like when you're trying to break off relationships with controlling, manipulative, gaslighting people, they aren't going to like any of your ideas. Right. If you're trying to change the way you behave and put up boundaries with people that you think are toxic for your life, they're going to tell you that it's the worst thing you can do. It's incredibly inconvenient for them. You're ruining your life.
I'm losing a resource.
Yeah, all that stuff. And so she heard all of that, but then everything was okay.
Left anyway and had better stuff for it.
Yeah.
And
this is a good movie. I definitely would recommend this. I don't know if I'll watch it again, unless there's a specific reason, but I would 100% recommend it.
Well, I own it on Blu-ray. I suggest getting it on Blu-ray. I suggest watching some of the special features. I also suggest going and looking at Rick Mayall. His last show he did, I forget what it's called, but it was another BBC show. He's another really big, tall British comedian. He played his father. And he just was almost Drop Dead Fred to him. Like, he just tore his son down constantly. It was one of the funniest roles. It was the last role we had. He passed away while doing that show.
Smiling damned villain. I can't wait to put you in a home.
Another thing worth showing, but I thought this aged better than most 90s movies that we've had on the show.
This movie was prescient.
Yep.
Like it was applicable in a way that we could not recognize at the time.
Applicable.
And it was fun. I mean, it was there were funny parts in it.
You know, I'm going to try that technique.
Yeah.
They tell someone to get happy and hit them with a shovel technique.
I got a shovel in the garage. We can try it.
So why don't you get happy?
I like the whole, I was
cobwebs.
hiding in the shed all
Cobwebs,
night, and you
yeah.
didn't even bother to come and look for me.
Yeah.
I hid all night in the stupid garden shed and you didn't even bother coming to look for me.
Or when he stands up and kicks her in the shins and then runs off.
He hit her in the face with a shovel.
Oh, yeah. Like, and he just had fun, goofy one-liners. Everything he said to her was fun.
As long as you have good intentions, physical abuse is fine.
Sure. It's imaginary.
Even with shovels.
It's imaginary physical abuse because it was all imaginary.
So that means she hit herself.
Correct.
Can't do the ear thing.
I'm thinking like I can't get my ear.
Are we all just going to do that now? We're all just going to try to fold our ear inside of our ear?
I mean, I'm sorry I'm elbowing you in the face.
It's okay. If we all go to the left
Yeah.
or to the whatever direction that is.
The second movie today was Hackers, the 1995 classic. I picked this one because it's always fun. I mean, it's not a really good movie, but it's a fun, enjoyable movie. It's definitely a product of its time.
Hack the planet!
And for those late night hacks.
Yak.
I mean, I don't have an identity until I have a handle.
Joe Cola, the soft drink of the elite hack.
Secret Service!
Replicating, eating up memory. What do I do?
Type cookie, you idiot.
One big part of movies that really impact movies that I think absent today, and it was absent on this one, was just music. There were two tracks on here, like two that were used a few times, but they if they really would have used like a 90s iconic more tracks, I think this movie really would have became a lot more cult.
I think the last time I heard the song was on the Mortal Kombat soundtrack.
Possibly, but I think part of the cult piece was the fashion, kind of like how Clueless came out and everyone wore all the Clueless outfits. But this one was like, my God, I felt like I was transported back to high school in 1994.
You're dead on there. Not only was the 1990s fashion on point, but then also the ridiculous fashion that they had the hackers wearing.
Yes.
That exists today in the video game Cyberpunk 2077. Like the knee pads that Angelina Jolie is wearing when they run into her at that like kind of nightclubby place. This is straight an item that you can get in that game, along with a white jumpsuit, a jacket, just like Zero Cool's jacket, and the terrible leopard print top and bottom
with the ripped collar.
The Phantom Freak? The King of Ninex?
Yeah, with a ripped collar. Like these are all clothes that are available in Cyberpunk, but because they wanted the iconic, cool cyber stuff.
You know, I'm not a fashion person at all, so I don't know. But the one guy, he was wearing like a leopard print top and a cheetah print bottom.
Yeah,
so you had like two different animal prints at the same time.
Fucking clashing,
which was
because he was
called
alternative.
The fashion police.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we used to call it. You know, alternative. That's what it is.
But as Matt Lillard shirts, I mean, Velvet Underground, Dead Kennedys, The Clash, he wore all those really good ones.
The Nirvana poster that was in the room.
Oh yeah, the Nirvana, Soundgarden poster was on the other side of it too, with a Black Hole Sun is what it said.
They had just some of that music in the movie.
Correct. If they would have used some of, not necessarily that music, but that music would have worked perfect. Because I mean, this movie was '95. Like, Cobain died what, '94.
Yeah, about then. But still, like, that grunge rock kind of thing was still huge. Maybe they couldn't afford the licensing.
That's what I mean. I was going to say, because like '94, after he died, the licensing of all that went way.
Well, it was also a bunch of unknown actors for the most part too. Angelina Jolie didn't exist before this movie.
It's true, except and this was like, you could tell this was Matthew Lillard's one of his first, because he tried to steal every scene. Boom! And you know what? I kind of want to make a new, like segment in this called what the fuck was that? And so I'm going to make a theme song and like, what the, this is going to be called what the fuck is that? And this episode's What the Fuck Was That? Was Matthew Lillard rubbing his nipples.
Get one of those Gibsons, baby. Yo, who ate all of my fries?
But isn't that still the same character he's played in almost every single movie he's been in?
He got typecast after this.
Yeah, so Scream, and even my favorite, which was She's All That, when he did the dance.
Oh, yeah.
He plays like a goofy, weirdo goofball.
It's how he got Shaggy. I've seen him in a dramatic role maybe once.
Well, I was just saying, except if you watch, if you want to watch him to see how good he is, watch SLC Punk.
Oh yeah, he's real good in SLC Punk.
Fucking good in that movie.
And I can't remember what show it is. It's Bosch, in a TV show called Bosch. He's like an FBI agent. And it's later in life. He's like in his 50s or something. But he's a convincing undercover G-man.
He did play the principal in He's All That, the sequel that they made to She's All That.
My God.
Fun fact.
I mean, minus this movie, because he's actually a really good actor. This movie...
Whoa, this isn't woodshop class?
He was just trying hard. He was trying to, like... This was him trying to be... I'm going for an Oscar in this really like cheesy movie.
This is not an opus for anyone's acting abilities.
But can we talk about how many people were actually in this movie who maybe were either kind of famous or you didn't know them, but now you know, you're like, oh my gosh, this added like an all-star cast.
Yeah. Well, the lead actor, I'm always saying, will always be Sick Boy from Trainspotting to me.
I was zero cool.
Anything I see him in to this day, I always like, oh, it's Sick Boy. Like that's he's always that. But yeah, so
I remember him as Jordan Chase from Dexter, the best. Even though this movie is where I know him from first. His acting chops really came through. He can play a menacing character very well.
And then I point out in the intro we had Penn Jillette, who is one of the computer maintenance guy.
He
works.
The
guy with the
Penn
earring.
Gillette, the hacking in this movie was entirely bullshit. Like none of that's not how any of this works. except when Zero Cool is telling the kid who actually gets the garbage file at the end of the movie what the address for the garbage file is. He's like, okay, root dot garbage dot.
It's root / period workspace.
But let's see, Mark Anthony was in this, and I was so shocked to see him. And
Very
then
young.
Wendell Pierce, Lorraine Bracco, Short Circuit guy, Fisher Stevens.
Short Circuit guy.
Well, I'm sorry. Talk about typecast.
With the brown face.
Right, which is...
A record like yours could land you in jail.
Yeah, who else was in it? And well, Angelina Jolie, of course. Yep. So there's, decent...
A lot of faces, a lot of names. I can't remember the name of the female villain.
That's Lorraine Bracco.
Yeah, seen her in so many things.
But even in the beginning, Felicity Huffman was in it.
Right.
She was the attorney.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Also, we had...
You're a cinephile.
I
know actors.
I don't know his name, but we've had him on the show before, which was Lord Nikon, which is pronounced incorrect, but Lord Nikon is Tintin from The Crow.
Yes.
Who we also...
Jesus, I gotta save all your asses. I help. We could do it in 5 minutes.
He's gonna hack all of your organs in alphabetical order.
So again, we had a bunch of late 20-year-olds playing high school kids.
Children.
As a kid, I always expected teenagers to look like the actors who portrayed them. And so when I became a teenager and everyone still looked like a child, I was very confused. I was expecting Grease.
Oh my God.
Aged kids looking like John Travolta, big jaw.
Except for the one kid who actually looked like he was in high school.
Yeah.
You know, the kid in the leopard print top also looked like he was
looked
around
young.
the right age.
Probably.
And also, so did Angelina Jolie. She was that age.
She was believable because girls mature faster than boys.
She was that physically well-developed girl in high school that was popular for a couple reasons.
Never send a boy to do a woman's job.
So first, we find out in 1988 in Seattle, someone had hacked
1,507
systems. Thank you for remembering. Yes, 1,507 systems.
She's got photographic memory,
including Wall Street.
Yes.
Crashed 1,507 systems, including Wall Street.
And
caused the Dow to drop by 7 points in one day.
Sorry, he didn't even hack him. He crashed. And we pan over and realize it's a little kid. And he had to pay a fee, and he's not allowed to touch a computer.
$45,000 fine, which in today money is over $120,000.
His parents had to pay it.
His parents had to pay
Yeah, and he was grounded from the computers until he was 18 for 7 years.
It was illegal for him to use the computer.
How's that different than what I said?
Or a touch-tone phone.
Because we were just talking about his parents. You said grounded. It's not like his parents. He was legally not to use a computer or a touch-tone phone.
Touch-tone.
Rotary dial.
Yes, he had to use rotary dial.
As a kid of the
56K.
90s, I can tell you, using a rotary dial, that was painful.
Could you imagine doing a 56K modem on a rotary dial? So then you find out like he lives with his mom, and his mom decides to move them to New York. And so he's enrolled in a new school, and he meets a cute girl who's Angelina Jolie, and he basically, I'm skipping through a lot of stuff, but he hacks the computer system at the school to put himself in all the same classes as her. And Leopard Print guy sees him doing that, like, oh, you're an elite hacker. Come join our group.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends.
Come to my club.
Yeah.
And that's when we meet chain-smoking, believably young guy who double-fist cigarettes a couple of times.
Didn't understand.
Who's just obnoxiously like, you gotta help me with my handle, because without a handle, I don't even have an identity.
I'm nobody without a handle. I'm nobody without a handle.
I mean, I don't have an identity until I have a handle.
Yeah.
He's hopeless.
Yeah, and that's when we get to the what the fuck moment, because they're in there talking and...
A little nipple rub.
Yeah. Matthew Lillard. Oh, great. So, I mean, a lot of stuff happens that's really not important. I mean,
well,
he hacks into the chain smoking kid, then hacks into the big company and tries to take a file.
Garbage file, because he recognizes that it doesn't belong in the garbage. It's something. He doesn't know what it is. Right. And then his computer is continuing to download the file overnight because the modem is slow. The file is really, really big. His mom comes in to like wake him up and get him ready for school, whatever, but then also just like shuts down, unplugs his computer stuff.
Go
to bed. Which she shuts everything down.
Think about how slow that modem really needs to be if it's taking that long to fill up a single 1.4 megabyte floppy
I was going to
disk.
say. Yes.
Like, how slow is that?
Other remnants of the 90s, the little plastic floppy disk.
I mean, there's
a file.
The thing is, we know what those things are now, but back when I saw this, I was like, I was completely clueless. I had no idea how much memory was. All of the combined human knowledge could have been contained on that disc for as far as I knew back then. And he's got to go to bed, but he takes the disc, he puts up in the cigarette box in his air vent, and then when the FBI comes and gets him, they like search everything except the air vent.
Yeah, because
where like every kid's going to keep their porn and
that's where he kept his
illegal files.
He pulled his porn out of there.
I mean, once we finish with the synopsis, we would definitely need to come back on the whole police FBI theme.
Well, we can talk about that now because they just like
it's
you did
crazy.
The best part of the very opening.
They're holding the weapons wrong.
Drop the hose, sir.
He didn't even stop spraying it.
Oh, you're right. Look how he's running with the gun.
They're holding them all wrong.
They are definitely
actors.
Yes. When you're like, yeah, they don't run like that. Like
they're running with the gun.
Running with one gun, like swinging like this.
I will say, like, whoever was there, or they definitely didn't have a consultant on hand.
No,
because first, I think every law was broken. And whenever they would never knock, they would never announce themselves, they would never say warrant or FBI or police and come in. They would just blaze in, pointing guns at people.
Well, and there's rifles at their face.
Rifles. And not to say that
rifles.
shit doesn't happen. Excuse me, can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Not to say that doesn't happen in this day and age, but at least we try not to capture that on TV.
Well, and they need to announce themselves, but there's times they don't need to announce themselves. Like if they're worried that by announcing themselves, evidence is going to be destroyed, which I think in a hacking scenario is more plausible.
It's the first scene. The kid was 11 years old.
Yeah. But the kid that was 11 years old crashed the Dow.
Crashed 1,507 systems in one day.
They didn't know that. They just knew somebody
But how
in
about
that
what was the
room.
scene? I can't remember which person they were getting. I think it was the leopard print guy. He opened the window like, bam, they're there in the window. I'm like, that's not even believable.
Well, that was his dream.
No, that was real when they finally arrested him.
Because he had the dream, and then when they actually came into the house, they came in through the damn window. And then his mom started hitting him on the head, and he's like, arrest me already.
I know.
They came in through the window in his dream, and they came in through the door in real life, because that's when it's like, whoa, deja vu. But
I don't know. Either way, the police scenes, all the weapons, and them like flailing the weapons around and holding them all weird.
And this is before
running.
they had advisors for those kinds of things. Hollywood was more like Bollywood back then. They just did whatever they wanted to do.
Well, if they couldn't afford the Nirvana, music, they probably couldn't afford a consultant anyway. But at least someone's cousin, like, come on, like, let them come on and see it.
You don't have to look cool when you're hacking. Looking cool is a side effect of hacking. Zero Cool did some hacking that pissed off Angelina Jolie because he didn't want to watch this fucking prophetic TV show called America First, where a guy was talking about people with dark skin from other countries doing whatever they and not belonging to the appropriate race to be here. And he was just like, I don't want to watch that. And he hacks the TV station to put on the Outer Limits. Well, somebody apparently liked floating around in that cyberspace and was like, you are in my domain, get out. And they have a little hacker war, and Acid Burn kicks out Crash Override. And then we find out later,
aka Angelina
Jolie. And then they're like, Crash and Burn? Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, it's Crash and Burn or Ass Override.
It's probably all of you.
Honestly, Ass Override is funny.
Well, but the other part of the plot, which I thought was kind of weird and not really a lot of thought put into it, was the whole Fisher Price, same thing. So he's the bad guy with Lorraine Bracco, and the whole point is that they're trying to, they actually put a virus in their company system to shave off couple cents per transaction / interfere with the navigation of ships.
The little boat flipped over.
Well, they did that. They interfered with the navigation of the ships to distract everyone from them siphoning money. So that was kind of like a distraction and to set up a scapegoat.
Tankers to capsize was to be blamed on innocent hackers.
Yeah, and at the same time, they had the fake who they were trying to make the hackers look like they're the bad guys, trying to extort the company for $25 million that the company would then have to put into some bank account. They fully intended on having that bank account full of $25 million, but at the same time, their little program, their worm, was going to take $25 million, a couple cents at a time, and put it into another bank account that nobody knew about. And then these kids would go to jail for the rest of their lives, so these two bad actors could do some bad acting.
That's what you get for being on rollerblades. All the good guys are on rollerblades and all the bad guys are on skateboards.
That's
you're
right.
On rollerblades, you're going to jail for hacking.
That's right.
Or as Megan said, macking.
Because you can't macking. I still think
you can't hack with a Mac.
I think Ass Override is a better name for the couple than Crash and Burn.
Well, I did love all the 90s pop cultural references. So I talked about the fashion before. You were talking about the rollerblades. But even like, what was it, that club scene where everybody's there, they're like playing video games.
Hey, isn't this where the Foot Clan used to hang out?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I swear,
yes,
that's not the
that
same
did
place.
Seem
it's really
like
similar.
The lair for what the Foot Clan. Yeah. It looked very much like it. I was really looking for Vanilla Ice to start singing his Go Ninja.
But that was Secret of the Ooze. That was like TMNT.
But it was still the same kind of vibe.
But no, what's his name? Who? He's a big
Go
actor
Hackers,
now.
Go Hackers, go. Go Hackers, go Hackers, go.
Well, in Teenage Mutant Turtle, I forget the actor's name. It's a big actor who shows up and asks him, "You can do whatever you want here." And he's like, "Regular or menthol." He's a big actor now too. Like, I'll put his name up. I just
Sonny Chiba?
No. It was he played the lead. Like, did you see Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah.
He was the galaxy leader. What's it?
Is that what Beeple Rocks?
No. He played Guy. He played Guy in. We were just talking about.
Yeah, he played Zaphod Beeblebrook. You're talking about Sam Rockwell.
Yes, it was Sam Rockwell. He's like young Sam Rockwell's like.
Are you serious?
Regular.
I'm totally gonna have to check it out.
I love Sam Rockwell so much.
Watch this episode. I'll try to find a clip and put it in.
Regular or mental?
Sam Rockwell, you legit my favorite actor these days.
He was one of the.
There's a movie. Okay, I don't want to like digress because I could go off on a Sam Rockwell tangent. Because one of my favorite movies is where he's like the hitman who has regrets.
My
daughter and I watched that 100%.
It's called Mr. Right.
Mr. Right.
And it's just the opening with the great music and the dancing. And apparently he loves to dance in every movie.
Yes.
Like he's going to dance.
Remember
in every
Charlie's
movie
Angels? And yeah, he's a dancer. He's a dancing guy.
Yeah.
We love you, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
All right, so back to our 90s love fest. From Rockwell Love Fest to 90s Love Fest.
That's why they call it a boom boom.
No colleges would take you.
A lot of things you saw in this movie, people will not do now. So first, all the smoking, especially teenager smoking, and then there were a lot of little.
I know those smokers. I know those teenage smokers.
No, but not in movies, especially. Like you want to say
like in movies, yeah. And then also there was like some like pretty racist jabs in there. Like first the one program that he was watching in the very beginning, and then there were a couple things that were said later. I'm like,
you'd think that nobody's going to do that anymore, but weirdly that programming is fucking on these days.
Well, I know in real life. I'm just saying in Hollywood they wouldn't put that in there.
No, so it would get called out. That movie would be pulled out of theaters instantly.
100%.
Yeah.
So-called American Indians, Latinos, and blacks come from a genetically mediocre stock.
They were pretty aware of what was happening back then and what's going to happen right now. But anyway, as the movie draws to a close, the hackers are looking for help wherever they can get it, and they go to a party, and they talk to Razor and Blade.
Great, yeah.
And they're like,
who are elites.
Who are elites. And they have a robot arm with a gun on it that scares the shit out of our protagonists. Well, really, our protagonist, because Angelina Jolie is like...
Yeah. Well, because the gun's pointing at him, not her.
Yeah, but also she probably knows what's up. Yeah. She's a little cooler than he is. As much as he's a great actor or a great hacker, I feel like his superpower is autism, and her superpower is cool.
It's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
When you have lips like that, you're definitely cool.
So, anyway.
You know they ended up getting married after this movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Not for long.
Not for long.
I'm not surprised. They had chemistry. They were clearly interested in each other.
Yeah.
I can see what he was interested in.
Yes.
So they enlist the help of Razor and Blade, who have the idea of just connecting with their hacker network globally to try and assault this company's database at the same time. What was that computer called again?
The Gibson.
Get one of those Gibsons, baby.
Okay.
And not only did they get their hackers together, but they got Jolt Cola.
Jolt Cola.
The official drink of elite hackers.
Of elite hackers.
Jolt Cola, the soft drink of the elite hackers.
Yeah, and we're not hackers, so we're actually not allowed by hacker. The hacker code forbids us from drinking Jolt Cola, and we observe that code because...
So we're just drinking water.
This is a bubbly water with no caffeine.
Yeah, I'm not an elite hacker anymore.
We're not allowed to have...
Although... I will say a little few things they do in there too. The one when Leopard Print guy gets arrested, and they dial the number and lock it so he can't dial it. He hangs up, and then on that clip he clicks 10 times. That dials 0. You can actually dial full numbers.
Yeah, it's the same as the rotary phone.
Exactly, by doing that. So that works. The other one, Razor and Blade. That was not their name, Razor and Blade, right?
Razor and Blade.
We used to do this too. Back when payphones were analog before they went digital, when you put money in, it used tone. to do it. So you could record the tones when you put it in, and then when you went to make a phone call, you would play those
put it by
tones
the microphone
back.
on the phone, play the tones back.
And you could
and drop in $5 in quarters. Record the tones that the coins made, then hang up and get your money back.
So yeah, unfortunately, I should say, I got Matthew Lillard's pin or
but
pager.
I think that's actually kind of a level cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more meta. And then the time is of the essence, so they don't really have much time. They just get out into the street as the FBI is chasing them, but they've anticipated that this is going to happen. And at 9 o'clock, there's even a countdown for it. He's looking at his watch as they're rollerblading down the street away from the FBI through the traffic of New York City, and they're weaving through the rush hour traffic, morning rush hour traffic, and the FBI is having a hard time getting through. All of the stoplights change. And there's car crashes, and they get through it, and the FBI can't chase them anymore because they don't have rollerblades, because they're stupid.
Correct.
Smart people have rollerblades, not skateboards.
Good guys. Good
not
guys.
Skateboards.
Yeah.
Skateboards are only for bad guys. We did a whole Christmas episode on that.
Oh, yeah. Skateness.
Skateness. This when the villain came by on the skateboard next to the limousine to pick up the...
It made total sense.
Made total sense. It was beginning to look a lot like Skateness at that moment. It looked like a scene out of The Crow, right up until he skates over, grabs the thing, looks dumb as hell, and then grabs onto the limo again and is skating along the sidewalk. That's how I go around New York City.
Because he could have also just sat in the car and reached out and taken it, but he had to be on his skateboard to do it.
Like I said, the bad guys the bad guy used the skateboard, all the good guys used the rollerblades.
He's like, this will be really cool. Also, let's put a smoke machine on the street.
I'm just trying to think of no one questioned on this. That's what you think looks cool? Like him tucked on the outside of the door, skating out, wobbly, grab it, and get back in there and try to go off. Couldn't you have done it cooler where he pulls up in the limo?
Couldn't you have gotten a skinny young skater that could do a kickflip or a grind or something to get the thing, do a trick, and then jump into the limo or something? Just something else.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny Five could have showed up and at least been cooler than that.
Number 5 is alive.
Wait, yeah. Because that was the brown-faced villain from Short Circuit.
He wasn't a villain in Short Circuit. He's a good guy.
No, yeah, he was the ally.
Yeah,
he was their only ally.
He was Steve Gutenberg's sidekick.
His buddy. But so they're skating down the street. They get away from the FBI. They go to, apparently, the FBI thinks the payphone's at Grand Central Station because they're trying to zero in on where these signals are coming from as they're hacking the Gibson. And our main character, who we assume is going to get the hacking done, man, he's got his cool little one-eyed monocle thing that he's looking through to see some data overlay, and I don't know how that was supposed to help him at all, but it looked cool as hell.
You're not an elite hacker, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not an elite hacker because I don't have Joel Cola. And because I don't have Joe Cola, I don't understand why that didn't help him and why it was that Penn Jillette and the villain were able to outwit him and kick him out.
Shit! He got me.
They had to they had to go up to the other hacker who started this whole mess with the Gibson in the first place, the youngest kid who got arrested and just recently got out.
He was the last one to get booted. He was still, because Penn Jillette and Fisher Stevens were booting all of them off.
Yep, and
he was the last one.
Coming in clinch is Razor and Blade and their global army of hackers that all start to just mess with the system at the same time.
They showed up fashionably late.
Yeah. It's her clip.
Are we fashionably late?
And they get the file that they need. The FBI shows up at Grand Central Station. There's no hackers there.
The phones are attached to them to relays, so they're being relaying to another one. Yep.
And then the villains, even though the protagonists get away with it, the villains still also get away with it. The Da Vinci virus is uploaded, and all of these tankers are now starting to capsize. And as if I remember correctly, they're celebrating. What they don't know is that the hackers are now uploading an antivirus or something. But they have access to the virus. They're undoing it. They're writing all of the ships, and they're pointing either they're draining the money or they showed the FBI where to find the money, and then the villains end up getting caught.
Yeah, she gets caught first, and when because she's like saying something, and she turns around and he's gone.
Plague?
So she gets arrested, and then he later gets arrested by a stewardess on the
That's right,
flight.
because he left her out, hung her out to dry so that he could get away. Yeah, because according to him, there are no allies. Like hackers don't have friends; they just have temporary allies. They're like different countries. You want to make a treaty?
Oh, we forgot too when they got. Sorry, I got to jump back a little bit. When they got busted. You have Matthew Lillard screaming, "Hack the planet! Hack the planet!" Which is what my pen says. Hack the planet!
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Because like that makes total sense.
Hack the planet.
Yes.
Hack everything. No boundaries. No information should be secure.
And then at the very end,
except for mine.
And at the very end, you see that Crash and Burn are on a date together,
and they're both in dresses. Yes. Because that was the date, or that was the bet.
Correct, because they both won, and
she wanted it. Somehow, I feel like he still ended up being her slave for a year.
Probably, I'm sure he probably liked it. But they got married. Of course, he was the slave. And then they show where
That's
they
a shout out back to Drop Dead Fred.
Exactly. They show them hack the buildings, so the lights in the buildings light up, so it says Crash and Burn.
Should have been ass override.
Yeah, should have been ass override, but it said Crash and Burn. But I agree. So, I guess the final part is, would you watch this again?
Absolutely. Like, it's kind of funny because I think Drop Dead Fred is a better movie than this in its writing and in the message that it's sending and its inherent value because of that. However, I love science fiction, and I'm going to watch Hackers again and again and again throughout my life for various reasons.
Yes. This is one of those guilty pleasures for me. It's not a good movie. It minus like some of the 90s things, it shouldn't be as culty as it is, except it just hit. If it would have hit the music, like I said, right, it would be a huge cult one.
Oh, it'd be up there with Crow.
But I think it hit cult classic because of just how goofy, how cheesy, and how locked in such a small era. Like, because this was a very, very small era of time. Like that fashion, the rollerblading, the crop tops with the pager.
Computers looking the way they did during that narrow moment.
This was so I think that's why it caught cult classic, was because it's such a narrow, little, like almost a snapshot of the 90s.
I think you hit a nail on the head there in that, because it's not, they managed to capture things that are so definitive of that moment without capturing anything timeless.
What, your mom buy you a pewter for Christmas?
Right.
like there is nothing timeless about this film. It is entirely this moment. Like all the cars we see, again, all the fashion, the specific music that they used, the specific fashion,
the language, how they refer to each other, the whole "I need a handle, I'm nobody without a handle," like all these like little like. Those little things really caught.
This is a time capsule, a cinematic time capsule.
Very narrow time. So it's not like the whole 90s. It's like we're looking at like
1994,
like pre-mid, like just pre-mid 90, like right, like not early 90, not mid 90, pre-mid 90, and.
Spandex, it's a privilege, not a right.
And, just the characters. I mean, Matthew Lillard steals every scene as he intends
to.
He
does, but also
Angelina
we can
Jolie,
see why. I was going to say, we can see why a lot of these actors were used again, because a lot of their candid moment shots, I think, are really impressive. For example, when Angelina Jolie comes into the bedroom making out with her boyfriend while all of the other hackers snuck into her room already and are just checking out her new laptop that is like the coolest thing that they'd ever seen. When when the character Crash, he doesn't feel comfortable just staring at them making out, even though everybody else is kind of shocked and enjoying it. He calls her name. He's like, "Burn!" And they look over, and she should be mad. They're violating her computer, her personal space. They're creeping on her while she's making out with her boyfriend.
Topless.
No, she wasn't topless then.
Yes, she was.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, because remember one of the cheesy lines. One of the cheesy lines.
Was that her top? One-handed. Difficulty rating.
7.
Difficulty rating 7. So like
that's right.
The cheesiness of
with
that
with the little monocle,
exactly.
the little jeweler's
wearing
monocle.
sunglasses and still putting that down as if he could see
That
better
cheese
in
factor
the
was
dark.
really good.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was Angelina Jolie's reaction. She went from angry to they're talking about her sick system, and she's like, "This is pretty cool."
Yeah.
And I'm that nerd. Like if somebody's embracing the thing that I love, even if they've kind of encroached a little bit, I dig it. I feel like there were enough fun characters in this that everybody could kind of see themselves in it.
One of the neat things, like they made some really cool artistic decisions in this. The one being like this was pre-CG, so the early transition from the city streets into the circuit boards
was dope.
Well done, and to know that was done without CG. And then before they're flying into the Gibson, they're flying through circuit boards. Those are huge circuit boards that they're flying the camera through.
Mm-hmm.
Then they fly.
Which I didn't even think because the light on them was so crisp.
But no,
I didn't know that they did projection at that point.
No, I mean this was actually like I know before that one, but this was actually like circuit boards like this.
Oh, okay.
And they do a little segment in that, and then when they go into the Gibson, which is the towers,
the glass towers,
where we were discussing, I was like, I don't think that's CG because it's too crisp for CG, and we couldn't figure out. And then when we look, the people are walking through it. So we realized that the camera, they just
and I don't think it couldn't have been projection because they didn't have that kind of sharp, clear projection back then. I imagine it must have been like the glass must have been frosted or etched, and they just did regions of light that the glass isn't going to illuminate, but it will illuminate those etched or frosted regions. It was dope.
It was
man.
right, and then when the people are walking through it, that's when you can realize that these are actually life size.
They're actually there.
That's what they're pushing the camera.
That's where the whole budget for this movie went because glass is fucking expensive.
And then the other one was to make it more interesting. We just said it over and over, like hacking doesn't look like that. But one of the neat thing is when they're viewing the monitor, instead of just having a blue or white light glowing on them, they projected
like
the image,
bits of code, and
which really makes no sense, but it looked cool. It looked good. It really brought that a lot of stuff. They made a lot of decisions that make no sense, but really just brought the image together.
Made no sense for hacking or for the science behind what the characters were doing. But like when they were in wherever they were hacking the Gibson at the end using the payphones, it's like they were standing in a phone booth that was on a turntable and people were just walking by them and everything. And then I have been that focused where there's stuff going on around me and I have no idea about it because I am
during that was what I think the third montage in the movie.
Yeah.
I think it was montage number 3 was when
it's not the one I sang for.
What's that?
It's not the one I sang for.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then even like when they're hanging out at the Foot Clan, like in that place, like the cinematography, the lighting of that, when you see them in there just talking, hanging out, the cinematography on it, the lighting of that is so cool. There's so much texture, so much prettiness and like I'll give it. We did get the 4K Ultra HD, so it's HDR 4K, so it looked really pretty on an HDR screen.
I wonder if it would have actually looked better with all the grain.
Spandex.
It's a privilege, not a right.
This was after about an 8-month break,
if not more.
Yeah, so we've had a long break and trying to get everyone together. Everyone's lives have shifted. Trying to get everyone back together was kind of rough. So,
adult scheduling. Adult scheduling is the scariest monster in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
it's even worse for YouTube channels.
Yes. So hopefully we'll get some more out more often. But that's it. I think we're done with today's episode.
So now can we run away, please?
This would be good for the wine gala.
Yeah, looks like a big bruise.